In this video, we are going to run you through a really good way to activate your glutes. Modern day lives with us sitting so much mean that our glutes get very, very lazy and they stop doing their job they're meant to do. They're a massive muscle and really, really important for us to be using to support our lower backs, to support our core, to support our legs. So all we're going to do in this is try and activate our glutes. It's a little bit of strength work, but more so just trying to switch our glutes on and get them activated. So the first movement we're going to do, we're going to lie onto our fronts. And to start with, it's going to be as simple as just trying to contract our glutes. Now that might sound quite simple, but actually a lot of people struggle to do this. If you are struggling to contract your glute, or if you're finding you're contracting your hamstring or your quads and not your glute, a good way to do it is just to put a little bit of pressure onto the glute and then just squeeze the glute. So train your brain and learn what the glute does. And when you should feel it squeeze, you should feel the glute just firm up. And again, do them separately. So try and contract just your right and then just your left. You'll probably find that you're able to contract one a lot easier than you are the other. So focus on your strong side to teach your other side what to do. So for me, my left side doesn't quite contract as firmly as the other. Once you are able to do that, and you can do that without then putting your hand on your glute, so again, contracting one side and then the other, all we want to do is just lift our leg up, bend at the knee, and then from there, contract your glute and squeeze up. Now that shouldn't feel sore on your hamstring. So to do that, you should be using your glute and not your hamstring. So you should feel a little bit of a burn and a squeeze in your glute. The more you do it, you should be able to go up a little bit higher. If you relax your leg down between each contraction, that will stop your hamstring from kicking in so much. And again, you should feel the burn from your glute just in here. So repeat that on the other side. And again, you might notice a difference. So for me there straight away, I can feel my glute working a lot better. Do 5 on each side. And then relax down. And then go again. The second time round, your glutes should start to fire better. So we've already started to activate them. And already that feels a lot easier, less on the hamstring. Okay, and then again, 5 on each side. Okay, from there, we're going to come up onto all fours. And we're going to do the same movement. This time it's going to be a donkey kick. So we're starting with our hips and a little bit of flexion, so there'll be more movement going on. Same process, and we want to engage our core, contract the glutes, and then squeeze up. Again, feeling with our glute, not our hamstring. When you get to the end of the movement, you might feel that your hip and your leg wants to slightly laterally rotate. That's completely normal. That is the movement that the glute does. So by slightly laterally rotating there, again, we're engaging our glutes even more. Try and keep your lower back still when you do this. So you don't want a big arch in your back. You want to keep your core. You just want to be engaging your glute and squeezing your glute. Again, when you get to the top of the movement, you should feel the squeeze and the burn in that glute. Nice and controlled throughout, including on the way back down. And again, we're doing 5 on each leg. Core nice and tight, trying to keep our hips relatively level. And we're just getting the squeeze from our glute. Relax down, and then again, engage the core, and we're going to go for another set of 5 reps. And again, second time round, it should feel easier, more squeeze coming from the glute, easier on the hamstring. This will be strengthening the glutes a little bit as well, but what we're doing more so is improving that neuromuscular junction, so we'll be able to contract more fibers or activate more fibers and recruit them. We will gain strength in that way, and we'll also be able to, our legs will perform better once our glutes kick in as well. Okay, from there, so 5 on each side for 2 sets. We're going to come onto our backs. with our knees up, just relax down, so relax the core for now, and then we're going to put our feet together, and we're going to drop our knees down. So again, we're going into that lateral rotation. By doing that, we're stopping our hamstrings working, and again, we're getting that glute max to engage more so an easier way of activating the glutes. And then from there, contract your core and squeeze up using your glutes, and you should really feel that squeeze nice and tightly from the glute. Trying to get a nice straight line with our body here, and a little pause at the top just to make sure our glutes really are kicking in and keeping us strong in that position. Again, 5 reps, and we're going to go through 2 sets of these. So in between, nice little relax the core off, and then back down, feet together, knees out, engage your core, squeeze your abs, and up with your glutes. Again, we should start to feel a little fatigue and a burn here, but we're not trying to take them to exhaustion, we're just trying to get them to work. I'm going to go for one more here. Okay, and then we're going to come up onto our feet. This time we're trying to engage our glute medius a little bit more. So the glute med sits on the outside of the hip just here, and it stabilizes the hips. A lot of people you see have slightly one hip higher than the other. A lot of this is due to tightness in the glute medius. People who drive a lot or people who sit a lot struggle with that. So to overcome that, all we're going to do is stand onto one leg, and straight away by doing that, as soon as we take the weight off, you should feel the hip in here starting to work. From there, all we're going to do is with our knee ever so slightly flexed, but the knee isn't going to move, we're going to drop down and touch just in front of us and come back up. So again, I'm hinging from the hip, not from my knee. If you want to put a tennis ball out in front of you or something like that as a bit of a target, then that's absolutely fine. If you watch what my knee does, so what I'm not going to do is as I go down, my knee isn't going to collapse in. Stay strong here in your glute. Keep that knee out. If you look over your toes, your knee should stay over your toes. It shouldn't drop on the inside of it. So again, watch what the knee does. It will shake and wobble. That's fine. That's the muscle working and keeping it nice and stable. So as I go down, the knee is wobbling, but it's staying out. It's not collapsing in. And then I'm coming back up, and all of this, because I'm hinging at the hip, it's coming from my glute med. So you'll start to feel the burn on the outside of your hip. Very, very slow and controlled. I'll feel a little bit on the hamstring as I come back up as well. And then to start with, just do 1 rep. So this is very difficult movement initially. If you've never done this before, do 1 rep, relax. You can swap legs if you want, try it on your other leg. Same thing, knee strong, staying out, down and touch, nice little stretch in the hamstring, and then come up. You might find again that one side is a little bit weaker or stronger than the other. So for me, my right side is quite dominant, my left side is a little bit weaker, and you could probably tell in the way that my knees were moving. So again, we're going to do 3 sets on these, so we're going to do literally 1 rep, and we're going to do that 3 times on each. Each time you do it, you should feel yourself get a little bit stronger as your glute med and your glutes and hamstrings are activating a little bit more. And then swap legs. Strong, stable knee is the main focus here. And then 3rd set. I'm doing all of this with my shoes off. I'm doing that on purpose. So if you can see, my ankle and my foot are having to work quite hard there. I want my foot to do that. I don't want to rely on the footwear I'm in, especially wearing soft trainers where the EVA is very soft. They tend to do that for you. So I'm working my foot here as well. A lot of feet or ankle problems can kick in because of hips and knees. Again, really slow, really controlled, counteracting each overbalance. So wobbling is fine, a little bit of wobble on the way up. And then relax. We really should be starting to feel this fatigue around our hips now. The last exercise, and it does require a little bit of equipment, but you can use things like standing on your mattress, standing on a few towels that are sort of folded over and piled up, anything that's slightly unstable. Initially, this is going to be very difficult, so if you need a wall or something just to assist you, that's absolutely fine. And all we're going to do is put our foot bang in the middle of the wobble cushion. And then when we feel like we've got our balance, we're just gonna, again, knee slightly flexed, but staying strong and stable, not collapsing in. We're just gonna take the weight off of our left leg. If you try and stare at something in front of you, that will help you get your balance. Initially, you might feel like your knee is quite wobbly, like that. That's okay, just try and keep it out and over your toes. So find your balance, and to start with, that is all we're gonna do. To do that, it will start to fatigue your hip in here, again, glute med, and it will start to fatigue your knee and your ankle a little bit as well. And we're really focusing on trying to keep that knee in a strong position, so I don't want to be collapsing in here, okay? Again, I'm working my foot quite hard to do that as well. I'm then gonna swap legs. Exactly the same, stare at something in front of you, find your balance, lift off your right leg, and you can see there's more movement in my leg as my left side slightly less strong than my right. The more I do this, the more stable I become. Again, my brain and that neuromuscular junction is strengthening, working out what to do. Okay, once you're comfortable with that, you can progress and start to show off a little bit. So you can take your guide away from you. So if you are using the wall, try not to. And then once you're happy with that, again, find your balance, nice and strong, and then you can just start to squat down on the cushion. The lower you go, the better, but make sure that knee is coming out. So don't cheat it and think, oh, I can get really low and do that, because you're not doing anything. If anything, you're teaching bad methods. So you want to keep that knee out, nice and slow, down, as far as you can go. Keep that knee strong and out, and then back up. And again, one rep, focusing on one quality rep as opposed to doing lots that aren't very good. Straight away, I feel that really burning in my hip. That's exactly what I want to feel. Won't be as strong on this side because I know this side isn't as good. So if I was doing this, I'd focus more on this side to try and balance them out. So again, I'm finding my balance. I'm taking my weight off. Very focused vision in front of me. I'm keeping my knee out. Not as stable this time, but it's staying out. It's not collapsing in. It's trying to, but I'm fighting it. Going down, and then nice and strong and stable, and I'm pushing back up. Okay, really good exercise. So now my glutes really well activated, starting to burn a little bit, and they're working well. Really good exercises to do if you're going for a run, going for a walk, going for a bike ride, anything like that. If you've been sat at a desk or in your car for a long period of time, these exercises are fantastic. Keep your glutes working, and they'll look after the rest of your body. Hope you enjoyed that video. Check out the rest of our rehabilitation program on our website and link through to YouTube. Any feedback or any comments, we'd love to hear it, so please do leave a comment below.